Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Jade if you're new here. Today we're going to be looking at the Vive makeup, which is by the YouTuber Jamie Genevieve. I'm super excited to be filming this video. I don't really buy YouTubers makeup and I'm really excited that I live in the UK and I'm able to get hold of this fairly easily. I bought mine off Cult Beauty. Yeah, and I'm just so excited because it's just so up my street. Like, these are the shades that I would wear like every single day. I'm just going to show you how I got this makeup look. I have used the makeup twice, so I do actually have some thoughts that aren't first impressions, so I can actually say confidently what I think about these products. So if you are interested and you like this makeup look, then please keep on watching. So to start, I'm actually going to prime my eyes. So I'm going to use the Extra Fair concealer from Collection. It's their Lasting Affection concealer that I've used for years. So I'm just going to use these Real Techniques, like their version of a beauty blender, and do that because I get quite veiny eyelids. I've already put foundation on my face and put Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood filter. My brush is clean and ready to go. So obviously I'm gonna jump in with this eyeshadow palette. So it's called the Essential palette, and look how pretty it is. This is like me in a palette. I've been struggling to find one that's actually vegan and cruelty-free and that does the job. Right, so I'm just going to set my eyes with the lightest shade called So Shy. These are quite powdery, but I personally don't mind that. I noticed in Jamie Genevieve's video that she folds the palette when she does her makeup, which is actually really cool, because then you can have the mirror on the other side. The only problem with that is because these are powdery, when you do that it might fall down. So I'm just going to take it up a bit higher because I'm going to be going quite high up on my lid, I think. I did a look with this yesterday because I wanted to try out all the colours. I actually have only two that I haven't tried yet, which is, I don't know how to say it, Thea, I don't know, and then Lava Rock. So first of all, I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to go in with the shade, I think Buff, which is this like mid-tone brown, which I actually, like, I use shades like this all the time. And I'm literally just gonna pop that quite messily, to be honest, all over my lid, and just keep doing that until it gets built up. I don't think you need to be too precise with these eyeshadows because they are quite forgiving. So like, I've made like a little bit of a mistake, but you can just blend it out, so it's not a big issue. And I've been taking the eyeshadow up to my eyebrow, so up here. So I've just done that to the other eye. I also just quickly did my eyebrows, so I just literally just blended it up to my eyebrow and out. That's all I did with this eyeshadow, and to be honest, this eyeshadow is just nice on its own. I could have just put it all over the lid. And I'm going to take a fluffier blending brush. This is just a Sigma blending brush, and this hasn't got anything on it. Blended and more diffused. I'm actually going to take the shade Lava Rock, and I'm going to put it on the outer corners of my eyes, so just here. I haven't used it. It actually looks quite nice. I'm just using more of like a pencil brush to dab that in. I'm not too sure if I should bring it to my inner corners or not. It's very pigmented. So I've just brought that nearly, I'd say about halfway into my eye, and built it up, and I just need to sort of blend out the edges because it looks a little bit messy. So I'm going back with the brush that I used to blend the lighter brown all over my lid. So I'm just gonna blend that. That's quite nice. Blended that out. However, I think I want to make it a bit darker. It actually looks, I'm actually really impressed with this. I didn't think I would like this colour as much as I do. So I'm just building up a little bit more, just on that outer corner, and then I'm gonna blend it with the brush, same brush again. I feel like it looks a little bit harsh here on camera. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the shade Tia. I really should have double checked how that was pronounced. So I'm actually just going to go in with my finger because that's normally how I prefer to apply these kind of glittery eyeshadows. So I'm just going to try and put it in the centre to like the inner part. So this is going to be quite a bronzy eye. So I'm not going to take it any further than that. Oh, just got some on my nose. So that's what it looks like. Very pretty. This eyeshadow kind of reminds me of the, do you know the Dolce Vita palette by Charlotte Tilbury? The glitter shade in that, it reminds me of that, but more intense. That's more of like a wash of glitter and colour. It's really, really pretty, but this is like a more pigmented version and more glittery, which I actually love. I'm going to line my eyes with the black. So I'm going to be using a wing liner brush. This is just a Vieve brush. I'll put down in the description box all the other makeup that I've got on my face, just so you know. So I'm just going to literally edge out a slight wing and then bring it in. I don't want it to be too thick, but you never know. I think I'm just going to do this on the outer portion of my eye. I used this as an eyeliner yesterday with the brown colour, so I just mixed the two colours to make it a bit more of a subtle liner. I really love using eyeshadow as eyeliner. It just adds more of a softer effect. Okay, so I've just done the other side. The only thing is, as you can see, I've got a lot of fallout under my eyes, but I'm not, to be honest, I'm not too worried about that because I don't mind wiping it away, and I always leave my concealer under my eyes till last, so it doesn't bother me. But just so you know, I think the glitter had the most fallout. However, I did bring the eyeliner or eyeshadow line a little bit further in, and it actually looks good on top of the glitter. But if it bothers you, just so you know, you might want to do either your foundation or your concealer after. So I've just concealed under my eyes. I'm just going to lightly powder with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, fluffy Real Techniques brush. But it actually looks like I've got eyeliner, like black eyeliner, where it's falling down from the top. I'm actually going to leave it there because I think it looks kind of cool. Let's do the lash line. I think I'm going to use this like angled brush. I think I'm going to first go in Buff, and then I'm going to go in with the darker purpley cool tone shade. I'll just leave it there. And then just take my blending brush that I haven't got anything on and just slightly blend it under my eyes. Right, so that's more kind of how I want it. And then I'm going to take the pencil brush that I had earlier and dip into the darker shade that I've got on the outer corners. And then I'm going to, I think I'm going to bring it in about halfway, keeping a bit closer to the lash line. So kind of like that, and then I'm just going to take the same brush again and lightly blend it. I'm going to take the angled brush again and I'm going to go in with the black because I actually want to join up the black eyeliner to the waterline, or just like in the lash line. So kind of like that, outer third, but just joining up with that line. It's quite a good guide, and sort of blend that in with that black. I'm now going to go in with the shade Glimmer, and I'm going to put that in the inner corners. I used this yesterday and I think it looked brighter, but I think I wet the brush. I'm just going to use my fingers. I think your fingers are better. I'm going to try and blend it into that brown shimmer. Okay, I think that's the eyes done. The only thing I'm going to do is take that shade again, Glimmer, and put it on my eyebrow bone. I did this yesterday. I think it's really pretty. Obviously it's going to look mega shimmery. I just use my fingers, but I'm going to have to blend it a bit. I'm going to have to take my fluffy brush that I used at the start and just go over that to make sure it's not getting rid of any of the brown. The thing I want to do is slightly clean up the line for the eyeliner. So I'm just going to take a detailer brush. This is just one from Real Techniques. And see if I can make that a bit sharper. Just kind of like that. Also, I've just done a liquid highlight with the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand, and I'm going to go in with the shade Glimmer here, just so I can highlight with it. It's okay as a highlighter, like it does actually work. Right, so I've done my mascara on the bottom and the top. I'm loving my makeup. I honestly think it looks so good. Now these are matte lipsticks, which I'm not really a massive fan of lipsticks in general, to be honest, because I find that they dry my lips out or they look really weird on my lips, whether they're matte or sort of shiny. But I'm just going to first go in with the lip liner in Bark. Now there's quite a few shades, and this was the one that I wasn't sure about because I thought it might be too dark. However, I do have my eye on the lip liner in Brat, which is more of a pinky shade, which I think I probably will get eventually. But I thought I'd start off with this because I don't think I have a lip liner that's quite this dark, and I thought it would go well with the lipstick in Treasure. So I'm just going to do the lip liner first. I do have a little bit of lip balm because my lips are actually really dry. This shade's quite a warm brown, and as you can see on my pale skin it does stand out, and if I did my lips all in the shade it would be quite a statement lip really. So I'm going to leave the lip liner there and go with the lipstick, and I'm going to like mush it in together. But as you can see, even though it's quite dark for me, if I did put it on my all of my lips, it would actually go really, really well with this eye look. So I'm just going to get the lipstick, dab it onto my lips, and then press it in with my fingers. So this is what the makeup looks like. Even though my lips are really dry, they just are, I can't really get away from that. I don't actually think the lipstick looks bad. Like most of the lipsticks, like even the Charlotte Tilbury ones, I find that they show up my dry patches on my lips. So that's my eye. So this is the finished makeup look. I think it looks really cool. So the eyeshadow palette is £43. I did get this, my order, please excuse, I know it's dirty, I've been using it, but we like a well-loved palette. I did get my order off Cult Beauty, but you can actually buy all the makeup off the Vive website. The only reason I didn't is just because I didn't want to pay for delivery. I think it's £3, it's £3 to £4 for delivery on the Vive website, and all the makeup is vegan and cruelty free, which is so important to me. It's like the #1 thing that I need in a like a makeup brand, and especially an eyeshadow palette, because I've got eyeshadow palettes like the Naked Heat and the Anastasia palettes, and they aren't vegan. They're cruelty free, but some of the shades use an ingredient called carmine, which is actually crushed beetles. So I've definitely been on the hunt, and do you know what? This eyeshadow palette, let me take off the plastic. That's so satisfying. It's a fairly big palette, it's quite thick. And if I compare it to the Naked Heat, it is slightly bigger than the Naked Heat, and the Naked Heat is a fairly big palette because it comes with a lot of shades, but smaller pans, so that's the size difference. It's quite a bit bigger, and the pan sizes are very big. You get, I think it's you get 3.1 grams of product. This is made in Italy. It's PETA approved. I like the packaging personally, just that it's sturdy, and obviously you don't want your eyeshadows to break. The one thing I love about the palette is that it's got a nice mirror. The Naked Heat does have a nice mirror, however I like that this one you can actually fold over. It's just handier that way to save space. You can, you know, do your eyeshadow and have it the other way and keep going back and forth. I like that there's an option, even though I do have a mirror in front of me. If you're travelling, this would be amazing. However, I guess the only thing with travelling is it's not the smallest palette. So these are the shades. So you've got So Shy, Carrot, Buff, Tia, I'm not sure how to say that, Lava Rock, Glimmer, Chow, Cozy, Delicious, and Good Night. So yeah, I like that it's mostly a warm toned palette. I think the only one that isn't really warm toned is probably this purpley brown colour. I've used all of the shades now, and they blend really easily. The shade Buff I'll probably get the most use out of, because it's just one of those shades that's like a mid-tone warm tan colour, and the sort of most colourful shade is Cozy, which is actually quite a red colour, slightly more red than I thought, but it is really nice and it blends really easily. I feel like this is quite beginner friendly, because even like in the start, if I make like little mistakes in terms of like blending, you can just blend it out. Like it's not really difficult. I feel like it is beginner friendly in that sense. However, these are really pigmented, so if you are a beginner, you might want to go lightly with your brush. They are quite powdery, so they will pick up quite a bit, and they will kind of get a bit dusty in the pan. I personally don't mind that, because I find that probably powdery shadows like this, I think that's why they blend so easy. I honestly have nothing bad to say about this. Even though this is a neutral palette, it's got a couple of shades in here that I wouldn't necessarily use like every day. but because it's so easy to use, I probably will be more likely to experiment, even though they're not bright shades. To be honest, I think this is probably going to be my favourite palette. It's already up there, but I do think it's going to be one of those that I just use and use and use all day, every day. Best neutral palette that I found that's vegan as well. Obviously slightly pricey, but it's not really any different to the Anastasia palettes. Really good quality. 100% recommend if you like these shades. The lipstick, it comes with the V on the top and has the name of the lipstick on the bottom. They do 5 lipsticks and they are £19, which is slightly up there, but cheaper than Charlotte Tilbury. And they look like Tom Ford lipsticks. I'm sure everyone's saying that because that's the first thing I thought when I looked at this. However, I haven't seen a Tom Ford lipstick in person, so I can only go by pictures. But what I love about this lipstick is that it's magnetic. Oh, when I realised that, when I closed it, I was like, oh, I could literally just do that all day. Yeah, so same aesthetic with the black and the gold, which is, to be honest, just really classy. So yeah, you just open up the lipstick and it says Vive across the lipstick. Yeah, the shade's a peachy nude. So the lip liner just says Vive on the end, and these are 1.2 grams, just, you know, one that you can sharpen with a regular sharpener. It's not one of the twisty ones, which in some ways I think you get more product, but I guess it depends how low it goes down. It's got the colour on the end, which is obviously really handy. This is a really nice, I'd say, this is quite universal in terms I feel like people with light skin and people with dark skin could wear this, and I think it would like look good on everyone. It's £15. They've got 5 shades altogether, and I kind of want all the shades, to be honest, apart from maybe the darkest one because I feel like it might look a bit weird on me with my pale skin. The highlighter that I used on top of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood liquid highlighter, I used the eyeshadow. It does look nice, like I'm looking at it now in the mirror and it does look nice. However, I do think it looks better over a cream liquid highlighter than on its own. I feel like on its own it just sits on the skin too much, personally. But anyway, it's not a highlighter, it's an eyeshadow, but at least you have the option for it to be multi-purpose. Also, another thing to mention, you could actually use either of these shades as blushes. I haven't done it because I feel I didn't want to mess my makeup up, and I know that these are quite pigmented, and just because I've got pale skin, I feel like it would look nicer if I'm a bit more tanned. I think they would look gorgeous. I'm so happy with the makeup that I bought. It wears really well. Like I said, I tried it yesterday and it wore really, really beautifully. I'm just videoing on my phone. I've had this on over an hour, probably closer to 2 hours, and this is what it looks like. But I have had lunch, I've had food, so the eyeshadow I don't really expect to make any change. It's more the lips, because obviously that wears easier. It definitely has worn. Jamie said on her video that it's supposed to wear down and fade evenly, which obviously is easier if it's a nude, because if it's a colour it's going to be more noticeable. So far looking about right. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and if you've got any more questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.